Welcome to the Cincinnati Razorback Room.
Hi.
Cincinnati Razorback Room. Today we got something very special for you. Gentry and Dennis are going to play the 2017 World Series before it happens. Today is Sunday,
October 22nd.
October 22nd, and the World Series starts on
Tuesday, October 24th.
the two teams.
Astros versus the Dodgers.
Okay. And we're going to play that on the game board that you guys have seen us do, the Spinner Baseball game board. Gentry, tell me about your team.
All right, I will be representing the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Even though I'm wearing the hat.
Even though he's wearing that. I've been looking forward to playing with this team for quite a while. Throughout the year, they were regarded as one of the best teams probably in the existence, but then they had a huge losing streak they had. Then they got out of that funk, and ever since like the beginning of October, they've again been the best team in baseball. So I want to see if I can utilize their strengths. First of all, their lineup up and down has a lot of power, so I'm going to be relying on some key home runs. I need to get their starting pitching through at least 5 innings. If I can do that, I think I can win the series, and especially with that bullpen coming in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. If I can use that the right way and neutralize the huge bats of the Astros, I think I can pull out with a victory.
I'm going to play the Astros up and down the lineup, one of the most powerful lineups ever to play the game.
Yep.
I mean, just up and down 1 through 9, and they'll be using 9 during 3 games. One of the strongest teams that's ever played as far as, what do you call, OPS plus?
Right.
Just stout. The strengths, I got 2 pitchers, Keuchel and Verlander. They have to win their ball games. Keuchel will go games 1 and probably 5, with Verlander going 2 and 6. I've got to win at least 3 of those ball games to give the Astros a legitimate chance of doing this. And I'm going to have Keuchel Kershaw twice in this series, so this is going to be very tough. Once Keuchel will be on at Dodger Stadium, and once he'll be on at home.
Yeah.
And we do have home field advantage built into the game.
Yeah, we do. What my goal for the Dodgers, though, the first 2 games, I'm at least looking for a split. Hopefully I can beat Keuchel with Kershaw. Verlander will be tough. And when I get to Houston, I'm looking for a Game 4 victory. I think Game 4 will be the one that I can actually sneak away with from the Astros. So if I can split at home, and get one in Houston, and I can get back to Game 6 and 7, I think I can manage a win.
I got the Astros in 5. I think the Astros are going to take it in 5 with Keuchel coming back in Game 5 at home, locking it down. I really think they're going to get to Kershaw, and they're going to get to him early. But hey, that's why we play the game. We're getting ready to play it. You're going to see it before the World Series happens. This is our 20th time.
Yeah.
This is the 20th time we've done this. We've hit it 13. We're 13 and 6 right now.
And most of the time, if we don't get it exactly right, like we get it within a game or we get it reversed, because last year we had the Indians beating the Cubs in 7, but the real thing was reversed. So I mean, like, we are generally correct within the amount of games, or generally the scores are typically the same.
So we're putting it out there. You guys are welcome to comment on it, and let's get to spinning ball games.
All right, I'm ready.
Game 1, man, what a ball game.
Game 1 in the books.
The home runs.
Yes, 2 key home runs. First of all, George Springer.
George Springer off of Kershaw.
Off Kershaw, went deep in the
6th.
top of the 6th inning.
Which put Kershaw in a bind because Kershaw is rated as 6.
Right.
So it immediately got bullpen activity up because Kershaw at that time, and then he got the postseason history.
And here's the move that I made. I kept Kershaw in for the 7th inning because I wanted to get him 1 more, and he held him down for the 7th inning. So my plan was to maybe get a huge hit in the 7th, 8th, or 9th. And luckily for me, I tired out Keuchel.
You got Keuchel out of there and he went 6, didn't he?
Keuchel went 6 plus.
Keuchel went 6 plus and
He
got
got
out
in
of
some
there in
trouble.
the 7th.
He got in some trouble in the 7th, but Will Harris came in, got the Astros out of the inning.
Shut him down.
I had Brandon Morrow come in the 8th. He helped shut down the Astros in the 8th, and then in the bottom of the...
I made a controversial decision. I did not bring in Davinsky. I brought in Brad Peacock.
He did bring in Brad Peacock, and
Because I think they're going to leave Peacock in the pen this time. So I brought Peacock in the 8th inning. Big mistake.
Yep. Justin Turner drew a 1-out walk, and then the next batter, Cody Bellinger, went deep to the right field bleachers to
Big
give
time
him
deep,
the
too.
lead. And then the top of the ninth, I brought in Kenley Jansen, and
We taxed him.
They did.
We taxed
took
him
him a while.
It took him a while.
He
He
still
threw
went
about,
1, 2, 3, but he had to work for it.
threw about 30 pitches going 1, 2, 3. I mean, I'd say 20.
Yeah, something like that.
Threw about 20 pitches, but there it is. Dodgers 2-1, game 1.
Great game.
Booyah! Good. Well, that was game 2.
Yeah.
Man, this is pitching right here.
Yeah.
But that was what we expected with Keuchel, Kershaw, Verlander, and Hill. We expected pitching, and that's what we got.
Yeah.
Got into that Dodger bullpen, and we just couldn't touch it.
Yeah, I didn't expect to beat Verlander because, Verlander had a great game, right? He went 7, gave up 2 runs, one of them unearned.
One of them a home run.
One of them a home run due to a Cody Bellinger 2 games in a row.
Second homer for Cody.
But what was unexpected was the Rich Hill dominance. He went 6 innings,
11 strikeouts.
11 strikeouts, only gave up 1 hit and 0 walks.
Didn't walk anybody.
So
that's the Astros' strength, is getting on base with the walk so that the pitcher has pressure on the home run, and we just couldn't do it. The Dodgers dominated in Dodger Stadium.
Yep, and so now they have a major advantage. So I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen in Houston. Like I said before, I think Houston's still going to take 2 games in Houston.
The biggest thing that they did was beat Keuchel and Verlander in 1 and 2. If that happens Tuesday and Wednesday, Astros are done.
Yeah, they can't have that happen.
I don't see a way to come back from this in 4 unless I just get some just amazing performances out of my backup pitchers. So anyway, let's see what happens. All right, game 3 in the books.
Yeah.
Move to Houston was a big change.
Yeah, what happened is what I thought was going to happen. Houston would come out of the gate swinging pretty heftily. Couple 2-run home runs in the first 3 innings off of Yu Darvish. Even though Yu Darvish did go 6, he still had a pretty decent
Struck
game.
out 5 guys in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, Darvish, he pitched decently, but it was around I think the 6th inning that he scored 6.
They had the big 6-run 6. They just exploded. Had 2 home runs after a foul ball by who was my guy that hit the home run?
Gonzalez, Marwin.
Marwin hit a long foul ball down the right field line, and then he came up with a smash to center field, just crushed it. And it was 6-run inning. 6 home runs total in the game.
Yeah. Andre Ether hit, as the DH hit 2 of them.
Andre Ether,
one
DH.
highlight for the game. That's about it.
But a final score of 10-2.
Yeah.
With what I call Charlie Morton.
Yeah, Charlie Morton.
Wonderful game. Struck out over 10 guys.
And the Astros bullpen held steady, and that's what we said needed to happen when we were about to start the next game. It was like if they jump way ahead, and if their starter gets through about 6, they're looking good.
Stros down 2-1. The biggest game is coming up right now. Game 4 is it.
Yeah. So we have Lance McCullers Jr. versus Alex Wood. So whoever's on top of their game in the top 4 or 5 innings, that probably should determine the outcome.
Here it goes. Best game so far of the series.
Yep.
The best game. It was a pretty much for the Astros. It was the kitchen sink. I got to throw it all at him because I have to win this game. I can't be down 3-1, and he's already beaten my 2 big boys. I have to tie this game. So we pulled out all the stops, and we're still down in the bottom of the 9th inning. We're still getting beat.
Yeah. So the game starts off in the bottom of the first with a Yuli Gurriel grand slam.
On 3 walks.
On 3 walks. So the Dodgers go down 4-0. But by the 3rd inning, the Dodgers made a comeback, scored 3. They had 3 big performers that game. They had Jock Peterson had 4 hits. Corey Seager had 4 hits. Chris Taylor had 4 RBI. So the Dodgers just relentlessly just kept on going after the Astros. But the Astros had key home runs.
But the Astros bullpen just kept giving it up.
Yeah, well,
McCullers pitched pretty well. He did okay. McCullers got him in through 5.
Yeah.
And then the bullpen just came in and just lit it up.
They were wishy-washy. They went back and forth. That's what the Astros bullpen does. My bullpen was okay. Brandon Morrow performed really well. But I was up 7-6 in the bottom of the 9th. Kenley Jansen comes in, gets the first batter out, gets the second batter out. And then Alex Bregman, due to a instant replay,
coming into effect.
hits one out of the park, like just barely crossed in the fair side of the field for a tying home run. And then Altuve walks.
In the 9th.
Yeah, in the bottom of the 9th.
In the bottom of the 9th inning, he ties
Altuve
it.
and Correa both draw a walk after that, and then Marwin Gonzalez gets the walk-off single to even the series 2-2.
And it was huge. It was like, wow, replay came in. Now here's how we replay. For you guys that are doing spinner baseball, I'm looking at it and I'm going, it's a line. And he's got the lines because his pitcher's righty to righty. He's got the lines. And Gentry says, well, let's pull out. He pulls out his iPhone.
Yep.
And he enlarges it, and it shows it's just inside the line. It is a home run.
Because it was pretty hard to tell with the naked eye. So we pulled out the 21st century tools that we have, and we zoomed in the camera, and it was clearly inside the home run. So therefore, Jansen blew the save.
We got Jansen. Not only did he blow the save, he got the loss.
Yeah.
Gave up 4 hits in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Yeah. So here we go to Game 5. It's a rematch between Keuchel and Kershaw. This is a must-win for me.
Both teams.
Both things, but especially for me, because if I lose next, I got to face Verlander Game 6.
Yep.
So,
and we got Keuchel at home this time, so Keuchel's got a good shot at getting this.
I have to have Kershaw go 7 or 8, so we'll see how that works out.
All right, Game 5 is in the books. Pivotal Game 5 is in the books.
Yeah.
You know, they say that the team that wins Game 5 wins like 75% of the series.
Yeah. No, and this time around, we jumped on Keuchel right off the bat. Scored 4 in the first, so we took the driver's seat and just took
Who hit the
control.
home run?
Bellinger.
Bellinger.
No, excuse me. Corey Seager.
Corey Seager
had 2 home runs this game.
2 homers in the game, and it was just Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, he was unhittable this game. He went all the way until in the middle of the 7th. The Astros tried everything they could, but he just shut them down every opportunity they had. So they just couldn't get to Kershaw.
They could not. Kershaw had the game. I think final score was 13-1.
Yeah.
So they did slaughtered going back on the road. Now that momentum carries over. So what we've seen then in Houston was 2 blowout games.
Yes.
The Astros blew them out.
And then the Dodgers did this game.
And the Dodgers did, and then we saw a walk-off win too in Houston.
Yeah, so we've seen a walk-off win in Houston. We had the Game 1, we had a bottom of the 8th inning home run for Bellinger. So this series has had 3 really close games, maybe 1 run, 2-run ball games, and then 2 blowouts. So going back into Game 6 now, Rich Hill returns to the mound. I don't think I'm going to see a repeat performance of what he did going 6 and striking out 11. I don't think that's going to happen. Because I got to go against Verlander again. So we're going to try for the same strategy. Maybe we can jump on Verlander early and see what happens.
We'll see. Hey, coming up to Game 6. Well, what a game, huh?
Yeah. I jumped on Verlander quickly. Got a 2-run home run from Yasiel Puig in the first inning.
First inning.
Then he shut me down for 6. So I couldn't touch Verlander. I was trying.
That's the first bad inning that we've had with Verlander.
Yeah.
I mean, that he's given up 2. He lost the first game, but this time he just shut you down.
And again, for about 4 innings, Rich Hill was unhittable.
Unbelievable.
He went 6, struck out 10, but then he got tired. I had to lift him. So in the 7th inning, I brought in Tony Cingrani against Brian McCann. He pinched hit for McCann, brought in Gaddis, right? Gaddis gets on.
Gaddis struck out.
Struck out Gaddis.
Gaddis struck out.
Okay.
Then you got Josh Reddick, who hadn't had a hit the whole series.
Yeah.
And Cingrani, lefty to lefty.
Gave up a Reddick.
Now, there was nobody on base. Now, I want you to know that Cingrani, when there's nobody on base, has a batting average against of over 400 in his career.
Yeah.
With nobody on base. And he throws that double H down there if you spin an extra base hit, and we had to look at it.
Yeah.
And he popped a double, home run, 3-2.
Yep.
And then it came down to Astros bullpen.
Well, Verlander had to go 1 more.
Verlander did.
Yeah, so Astros bullpen, Davinsky held me down, Giles held me down, and believe you me, I pulled up all the stops. My top of the order was up in the 8th inning. I drew 2 walks, went there 1 out, but Puig and Seager couldn't come through. And then in the 9th inning, I pinched hit. I went with Granderson and Ethier, and I just couldn't get it. So Giles held me down, and
Giles stopped him.
Astros took Game 6, and we're going to Game 7. So it's a rematch between Yu Darvish and Charlie Morton.
And Morton did real well the first time through. Also in the bullpen, you're going to have Keuchel ready. If you got to go to him, you're going to go to Verlander if you have to for maybe a batter or 2.
Yep.
But he's coming in tired with respins is how he's going to come in.
Right.
And then you've got the whole bullpen ready to go. The only guy that I'm not going to use, I don't think I'm going to use Liriano.
Yeah.
He just got tanked. He got crushed first time I put him in.
You can definitely probably think that I'm probably not going to use Sangrani this game. I think if I need to get a lefty out, I'm probably going to go to Rich Hill. If I need an inning, maybe two, I'll go to Kershaw.
We'll take Rich Hill as available for. He comes in tired and maybe go one batter with Rich Hill after that game he pitched.
Yeah. If I need to get Josh Reddick or Brian McCann out, I'll probably go to Rich Hill.
Josh Reddick for sure. Reddick came through. One for the series was a home run. Let's go to Game 7. Well, we finished it.
Yeah.
They went 7 ball games. Had to go 7. I think that's the 3rd or 4th year in a row we've gone 7 games.
Yeah.
When we've played it.
It usually does that because we manage it the way you should, and there's no really human factor involved.
We're better managers than Terry Collins. Yes, we're better than Terry.
Because we had the Mets, didn't we?
Because we did have the Mets. Yes, we did. And I would not have left Harvey. I'm sorry, Harvey.
No, Harvey should have been taken out.
Yeah.
Well, this game started off pretty bad for me. I brought in Darvish, and he lasted 1 inning. The Astros just kept on spinning hit after hit.
Well, they didn't score much though. They only put 3 runs up. They had a 3-0 lead.
I kept on putting different pitchers in, using those respins. Alex Wood came in and was a savior for a couple innings. Ross Stripling
went through what 6 pitchers in the first 4 innings. I think.
Yeah.
Just anything to put the fire out. And the Dodgers held the Astros to just 3 runs.
Yeah.
They limited the damage through 6, and then here comes Kershaw.
Yep. So I brought Kershaw in inning 5.
Inning 5.
And he lasted 3 innings for me.
5, 6, and 7, and nothing.
Yeah. So Kershaw
shut the Astros down.
Kershaw saved the day. I mean, he got into he had to work for it again because he was tired. But
there it is.
But
now the Dodgers, in the meantime, scratched out a couple runs.
Yep.
They put a couple runs across. It's now 3-2 in the 8th inning.
Yes.
And in the 8th inning, they go to the bullpen in Houston.
They go to McHugh first.
McHugh is pitching beautifully. No. McCullers Jr. is pitching beautifully. And then they go to McHugh.
Yeah.
And they go to McHugh.
Corey Seager leads the inning off with a home run.
And now it's 3-3. Out goes McHugh.
Then in comes Verlander.
Nope.
Yes.
Yeah, Verlander.
Verlander comes in.
Verlander comes in.
And things went down.
Oh, man. Bad move. I'm bringing Verlander in to pitch to one guy, and I leave him in for 2, and they start kicking the ball around.
Yep. Altuve makes 2 errors.
Altuve.
Correa kicked the ball.
3 errors in 1 inning in the 8th inning.
There were 3 walks in that inning, and then Yasiel Puig hits a grand slam. Cody Bellinger hits a triple. It just doesn't go
Snowballed. You couldn't get anybody out.
They scored 7 runs. Dodgers scored 7 runs with nobody out.
Nobody out.
Yeah. And so finally,
should not just get a guy out, and they couldn't get anybody out.
And in the 8th inning, the Dodgers wind up scoring 12 runs in the 8th inning.
12 runs in the 8th inning.
They put it out.
Hasn't happened since what? The Athletics put 10 spot up in 1930 or something and win a ball game.
It was over because Kenley Jansen was he had come in the 8th inning.
Kenley Jansen batted.
Yeah, that's how bad it was.
Because the inning went that far. Well, the inning had to go that far that you had to leave him in, and they put 12 spot up and won the game 14-3.
Yeah.
So we got the Dodgers in 7. Who's your MVP?
Well, it was tough for me. It could have been Puig, could have been Seager, could have been Bellinger. Even Chris Taylor was a good pick, but overall,
you mentioned that 5 times. This Chris Taylor card in the leadoff spot is, oh my God, good.
He's so great, but again, the thing with the Dodgers offense, though, it switches from guy to guy. Who's going to be that guy every game, right? So giving that to one person is tough for the offense. So I switched it up, and I'm going Kershaw as my MVP. Because he didn't win game 1, but he did go 7 2/3 innings, or 7 innings, and they won that game.
Won the game.
Okay, and because of the Bellinger 8th inning home run, the game 5, Kershaw had to get the victory. He went 7 2/3 inning and won the game for me. And then in game 7, he comes in and stops. He stops the Astros for 3 consecutive innings, the important innings, 5, 6, and 7, so I can get to Jansen. So Kershaw is my MVP because he went 17 2/3 inning with only 1 run given up. So Kershaw, I think he's the most valuable player. Without Kershaw, I don't win 3 ball games.
2 quality starts and then a big time relief appearance.
Yeah, Kershaw won't help me win 3 games.
You got it. I'm all over it. I like the way that it came out. Now let's just say a few things here. First of all, these results are fantasy,
Yeah,
okay? Don't go gamble on what we do.
that would not be smart.
That would not be smart. We've missed it the last 3 years in a row.
Right, but we usually get it within a game, so.
So we're saying 7. My prediction earlier was not. I thought the Astros had the better team, but as it came down, both of these teams have offenses that are just amazing. There's gonna be some runs scored, especially when you get into the weakness of the bullpens. And I know you're gonna think, oh, there's not a great weakness. You can't pitch those big guys every game.
Yeah.
They just can't do it. So you're gonna get into those second tier relievers, and when you do, these guys are gonna club it.
Yeah. Why? Now, I think the one bad performance in this series, which I think kind of hurt the Astros, was the lack of Jose Altuve. Like, he only appeared every now and then.
Yeah.
Like, he hit a home run here, maybe like a few base hits there, but he made 3 errors in the entire series. Which
2 in the 8th inning of Game 7.
So Altuve had a very bad series for Jose Altuve. So if Altuve has a different series, I think the ending of that probably switches, because Altuve, as you've seen all 27 postseason, has been the Astros' guy.
And Cody Bellinger for the Dodgers
Yeah.
was key, a spark plug. And man, I'll tell you this, I'm a fan. Yasiel Puig,
Yeah, Puig was a spark plug.
and we didn't run on him.
Yeah, and the last couple games I switched into the cleanup spot. And so when I switched Puig to bat and cleanup, that kind of changed the dynamic of the lineup a little bit, I think.
And I did the first game. I had Reddick in the 2 hole, and after that, I put him in the 9 hole and the 8 hole. From that point on, then
He
the
actually picked up
Astros
a
became
bit.
competitive. He did
Yeah.
pick up a bit, won a game with a home run.
Yeah, switching Bregman to the 2 hole is
Bregman's the key.
Yeah, you got to put Bregman in the 2 hole.
They're two great teams. This is going to be one of the most entertaining World Series I think we've had in a long time. I hope it's as good as last year's Cubs-Indians.
Yeah, so
That's all we can hope for.
yeah, and I think if the Dodgers split both games against Verlander and Keuchel, Dodgers should win that series.
Verlander got 1 win. Keuchel got 2 losses. Verlander and Keuchel got abused in this series.
Yeah.
They did.
Well, after our first game against Verlander, I switched my strategies. Like, I'm going to start going after these starting pitchers early. Use my respins quickly to make sure that I can get the leads. So that if the Dodgers
What
take
we
that
mean when
strategy,
we say respins, that's on the spinner game. What that would mean in real baseball is running the count up.
yeah,
Taking a few pitches, getting deep in the count, making sure that you're not too aggressive to where you're batting with less than 2 strikes all the time.
Yeah.
You want to get those pitch counts up and get these pitchers out early to where they're only pitching 4 innings, maybe 5.
yeah.
And that's what you did effectively.
I also think this is the first series I've won in like 4 or 5 years. Because like the past,
Might be.
I think the past 3 or 4, maybe 5 years, you've won every one of them. So I think this is my first.
I have this one.
Yeah,
I had this one in hand until the 8th inning.
This is my first win in a long time.
I couldn't stop the bleeding. They scored 8 runs
It
with
was-
nobody out.
Oh man,
Error, walk, error.
that was just hard to watch.
It was, but hey, a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Spinner Baseball 2017 World Series. Our prediction?
Dodgers in 7.
Dodgers in 7.